We have in this week's Parsha one of the most powerful psukim in all of Chumash, which to my mind gives the most incredible, remarkable advice and guidance. What do we do when we face impossible challenges? Challenges that seem insurmountable and there's nothing we can do about it. After all, this is exactly the challenge that Moshe and the Jewish people faced in this week's Parsha. We were home and dry. We had come out of Mitzrayim, and yet somehow Hashem sets us up and places the Red Sea in front of us. And in front of us we have, because we could have gone around the Red Sea, but Hashem brings us to the Red Sea, to the Yam Suf. And this is the situation. In front of us, a sea. On the left and right, desert. 3 million people, men, women, and children. There's no way of escaping the Egyptian army. And behind us, Nevuchim Haim Bamidbar, Pharaoh sees that the Jewish people are confused in the desert. They're stuck at the Red Sea, and he sends the entire military army after him to exact revenge. Because after all, Ein Bait She'ein Shamet. In every household, the firstborn had died, plagued by God, and therefore this was their time to exact revenge on the Jewish people. What is Moshe Rabbeinu supposed to do? At no point does Hashem tell him that he's going to split the sea until this point. He doesn't know what to do. An army behind, desert on the left and right, a sea in front of him. What is he supposed to do? What does Moshe Rabbeinu do? What all good Jews do. He davens. He davens to Hashem, and then this remarkable pasuk doesn't make sense. Vayedaber Hashem Moshe lemor. Hashem says to Moshe, Ma titzak elai? Why are you shouting at me? Why are you davening? Daber el bnei Israel vayisau. Speak to the children of Israel and tell them into the sea. 2 questions. Of course you should daven. When we're stuck and we don't know what to do, we turn to Hashem. Why is davening a problem? Secondly, how is he supposed to go into the sea? The sea, we don't rely on miracles. What is he supposed to do? Says Rashi, brings the beautiful midrash. He says, Lo eit achshav laha'arich batfilah. Yes, you must daven, but not only daven, not lengthy daven. You have to do, and you have to go into the sea. But what do you mean go into the sea? There's a sea in front of us, and here is the powerful way to deal with challenges. When in life we face what seems to be insurmountable challenges, and we know that there's no way of going back. There's an Egyptian army behind us. We can't go back. We can't rewind life. We can't go left and right. There's nowhere to escape because there's a desert and we won't survive. When in life you reach the only conclusion that you have to go forward, even if it's not an option, but it's the only option that there is, what do? You keep calm and you carry on. You just keep going. But it's insurmountable. There are waves. It's turbulent. What are we supposed to do? If it's the only option, daven and keep going. Kadima. And therefore, when Moshe Rabbeinu understood that, and the Jewish people went into the impossible, insurmountable waves of the Red Sea, the sea split, the impossible became possible, and the Jewish people moved forward. For me, this is such an incredibly powerful pasuk, an incident in Jewish history on an individual level and on a klal level. Yes, we often on an individual and collective level seem to face insurmountable challenges. We don't know what the future holds. What are we supposed to do? 2 things. We daven and we keep going with emunah in Hashem, because when you have no choice to go back because you can't rewind history, and when you can't go left and forward, there's nowhere to escape, you just keep going. And I think if there's one thing Jewish history and Jewish life has taught me, is that when you face insurmountable challenges, if you just keep going with emunah in Hashem, knowing that the only option is to keep going forward, the improbable becomes probable, and the possible is transformed into something possible with our ability to overcome. Shabbat Shalom.